Let's give a big round of applause to Mr. Tom Ford. Woo!
Greetings, crowd. As you heard, my name is Tom Ford. Feel free to call me Tom Ford for a regular length. I don't know about you guys, but I've often asked myself why there aren't any dried paint signs in the world. I wouldn't say that I'm proud of this, to admit it, but there was a time in my life when I would have given my right eye for an eye patch. For breakfast this morning, I cooked myself some eggs. I also had some leftover chicken from the night before, so I cut that up and put it in the eggs. Unfortunately then, I didn't know which food to eat first, so I am still pretty hungry. Oh, one of my favorite times of year is the President's Day holiday season, of course. I go to a lot of President's Day parties with my friends and family. I always dress up as Millard Fillmore. It's mainly because I lack self-confidence. Speaking of presidents, though, on a historical note, it has now been 150 years since President Lincoln first took office. President Lincoln, he was, definitely say he's one of my favorite presidents of all time. I've always enjoyed his beard. And as everyone should know, he was assassinated, shot and killed by John Harvey Booth, an actor. It's been something I've always been curious about as to how good an actor he actually was. I just think that if he was really terrible, how embarrassing that would have been. I suppose it would be kind of like if I got elected president myself someday and I was shot and killed by Stephen Baldwin. Imagine if I didn't die immediately, that my last words would probably be, "Really? The guy from Biodome?" I happen to notice there are a lot of young people in the audience tonight. I would be interested if you could tell me. Just wondering what the carbon dating scene is like these days. So a couple weeks ago I went and bought myself a Peregrine Falcon. I've been training them in many hours and since that time. Training them to go and attack Keith Richards and Mick Jagger. It's always been a goal in my life to say that I could kill two stones with one bird. A couple years ago I began taking accounting classes. It's my goal to become a CPA. They get all kinds of chicks, I imagine. There was one class one evening when there was a classmate sitting in front of me, and I happened to notice that she was reading a book that was titled The 7 Habits of Spectacularly Unsuccessful People. This title intrigued me, of course, and so I did a little bit of research, and interestingly enough, I discovered that there have only been about 150 copies of the book sold. I'm actually kind of hoping that I could meet the author someday. I got a great suggestion for another habit that he could add to the list. Okay,